Hello, it's Peter Wright and Kathleen Beauvais with another weekly wrap up for the Yakking Show. And this is the week ending 19th of January 2024. Can you believe it? January is two-thirds done already. And for us on southwest Ontario, we've just come through our coldest week of the winter with temperatures down to minus 18 Celsius, which I think is about just above 0 Fahrenheit, and a fair bit of snow and strong winds. So a whole week of winter weather. Anyway, we're not going to complain about it. We've been lucky so far.
Yes, we
So,
have.
yeah, well, Kathleen, another week gone by. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing great, Peter. And what you're failing to mention about the weather, though, is that it might have been minus 18, but with the wind chill factor, it actually feels like more like minus 25. So
Correct,
I always
correct.
go by what it feels like out there.
And when I was clearing snow for my neighbor with my tractor with the back window open and I turned so the wind blew in, I felt every bit of that minus
There you
25,
go.
let me tell you. Yeah. Anyway, you've got a quick cat update, haven't you?
Oh, I do. Do you want to hear about this? So
Yeah.
today's
Tell
update
everyone.
is, Pete, since the 18th century, British and Irish sailors believed that having a cat on board would guarantee a successful trip. How about that?
That's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And it's translating into modern times. My good lady Sue is a great feline fan and she looks at all sorts of cat videos and keeps telling me about truck drivers in North America who take their cats with them. One guy takes 3 kittens on his big rig everywhere he goes. Yeah. They have dirt boxes in there, they have beds for the cats, and then the bigger cats, they have harnesses and they take them for walks at the truck stops. Yeah, it's quite a thing apparently. So, and there's a guy in the UK that has a blind cat and he has a basket on the front of his bicycle and takes her everywhere. So that draws huge crowds. Yeah, amazing what people are doing with cats nowadays. Anyway, the Yakking Show is actually about business and health, not really about cats, but it's always interesting to hear about cats. So let's tell you what we did on the Yakking Show this week. On Tuesday, we published an episode with Casey Gray, the conscious builder. He was very interesting. He was talking about net zero homes, passive construction, all sorts of things you can do to your home to save energy and make it nicer to live in. And he builds custom homes. So that's a good one. So the links will be in the newsletter tomorrow and in this video description. Have a look at the video or listen to him on Podbean or Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. And then Thursday we had Dr. Morse. So I'll let Kathleen talk about Dr. Morse.
Oh, Peter, you know how much I adore Dr. Morse, and what an interview this was, wasn't it, Peter? I mean, it was just
Mhm.
and I have to say it was the longest interview we've had to date. But my gosh, the time just went by like this because we
Yeah,
talked about so many different things. Dr. Morse has been responsible for treating, for helping people get back to health, good health. He's helped thousands of people from all over the world. And he has a wonderful clinic in Florida. And anyways, I really urge everybody, if you're into alternative health and if you're open-minded enough, please watch this video. And if anybody can help you on your path to wellness, it is Dr. Robert Morse. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And because we have followers on other channels, we will be putting Dr. Morse's whole video on BitChute, on Rumble, and on Odyssey. It'll happen over the next few days. At the moment, it's just on YouTube, and the audio is on our website, and the video is on our website. So that was that one. Coming up next week, we have 2 episodes yet again. On Tuesday will be for the business channel, Jaime Chambron. Jamie helps you build your personal brand, and she talks about why it's so important in this day and age to build your personal brand, to differentiate yourself. If you're in any form of business, particularly an online business, you need to stand out from the crowd, and that's becoming increasingly hard to do so. But Jamie has some good tips on how you can do that. And then on Thursday, we'll be releasing another one of our former premium episodes that were restricted to premium membership, and we decided to open them up to all of our viewers. This one is with Phil Johnson, and he talks about emotional intelligence and why EQ, as he calls it, is more important than IQ, intelligence. And he has a lot of reasons for that, and he's very good. So that's an hour episode. I think that'll be published audio and video on Thursday. That was it from me. I'll jump in quick with my little health thing of the week, and that was reading an article about how, excuse me, how your appendix could be your gut health hero. And the article goes on to say around 8% of North Americans have had their appendix removed, and myself included,
Me too.
but, and Kathleen as well. Some of those appendectomies may be unnecessary. And what they're finding is that removing your appendix can affect the bacteria in your gut, and that can lead to complications in your colon, irritable bowel syndrome, etc. But obviously, if it's really inflamed, it has to be removed. There is a new procedure that drains the inflammation and the infection and allows you to keep your appendix. And the article also gives some ideas of what you can do if you've had your appendix removed to promote good gut health. So the links will be in the description, and certainly in the description of the video and on our blog post tomorrow. That's all from me from the health side. So over to you, Kathleen, for your bit.
Well, I have, speaking of Dr. Morse, of course, Dr. Morse, his clinic has come up with the Ultimate Immune Tonic, and we'll provide a link to that in below this video. But what this product contains is something quite interesting. It contains deer antler. Now, so this is something that in traditional Chinese medicine goes back well over 2,000 years. In fact, what they were really going after is the velvety growth on the antler itself. Now, with Dr. Morse, they're vegan, and they promote, in what their belief system, of course, that goes against their values is getting that from an animal. So what they've done is they actually are waiting for the natural shedding cycle of the animal, and which falls, I think, between January and April, where they lose their antlers. So then they actually get the antlers from the forest floor. Now, that velvety substance that is on the antlers isn't as rich, but there's a lot of other benefits to using the deer antler itself. And it helps to, I'm just going to read it here, that it supports healthy blood pressure, lipid metabolism, even fertility. And it supports oxygen metabolism, healthy thyroid, and natural detoxification. So this product, the Ultimate Immune Tonic, is for immune boosting. It, of course, contains other wonderful herbs. And so you may as well check it out, and you can read the article itself on the Dr. Morse website, which, again, we will put a link to that.
Great. Well, I'm glad you explained that, because when you first mentioned deer antlers, I thought surely those are going to be a little bit hard to swallow. But now I understand how it works out. Yeah, interesting stuff, right? Yeah, and I'm sure that the way that the deer antlers are formed, which is different to antelope horns, of course, that they would be very dense in nutrients. So I can understand why that could be a really good additive to this tonic. Well, that's it from me. As I say, we always have interesting guests for you, 2 this week, 2 next week. To make sure you don't miss the guests coming up on the show, sign up for our newsletter. We only send you 1 newsletter a week, just telling you about this week's guests and next week's guests, and maybe a health tip and a bit of news. There's a form on the website, theyakkingshow.com. Just pop your name in there and we'll keep you informed. From me, goodbye, everybody. Back to Kathleen.
Thank you, everybody. And until next week, take care, and we will see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.